Aaron.
Yes, on air with Aaron, HB Radio, Las Vegas' #1 hip-hop internet station. That record right there, man, standing on business. None other by our brother that's in the hot seat right now, DJ Bonics, man.
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for playing it, man. I walked through Culture Kings the other day, and you dropped it, and that feels good.
We have it in rotation over there, you know?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Dude, it's good to see you, bro.
Yeah, no, man. Come on. It's a long time coming, man. First of all, let me give you your flowers, because
man, thank you.
I've been here for 3 years. Like maybe 2 weeks ago was my 3 years in Vegas.
Okay.
And you've been a dude who's been cool no matter what.
Wow.
Thank you. I've had a lot of people come and go.
Yeah.
Go and come.
Yeah.
Well,
hello.
That sounds weird.
Hello.
But you've been super cool, man. No matter where the lines are. So I appreciate it.
I really appreciate that, especially coming from you, man. I don't even know if you remember that there was a short time that we were working at the same radio station.
Where?
In LA, Power.
Oh,
I think
were you there together?
Yeah, I was on the street team over there. And I remember like going through I was at a staff meeting, and they were announcing like, oh yeah, we have DJ Bonics here. Like, so he's not in the room right now because you were on air. It was like an afternoon shift that you were doing.
Right.
And then we walking through the halls, and I was hearing it on. I was like, oh shit, Bonics is. I've heard of him before. Where's this DJ?
Yeah,
he's Filipino. Like,
no, it was.
I don't think we've even. I think we might have crossed paths there, but like it was a short thing. And then
that was like a short stint at Power 106. Plus, I was traveling a lot, so a lot of times I wouldn't be in town.
Right.
But that's cool.
I think you ended up taking a radio shift back home.
Portland. No, Portland.
Oh, Portland.
Yeah. It was cool, like doing the mix show, and they let me continue to do it. You know what my problem was at Power 106 is that I should have, because I was on at 3 a.m. Like I should have just taken some liberties, but I think I played it too much by the book. I was following the list.
Man.
I should have just put some gasoline on it.
Yeah.
But I was trying to be like an obedient Asian employee.
Yeah, exactly. But even look at even that Bonics that was on Power 106, like you've accomplished even more since then. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like if the Bonics now got hired at Power, like they would have just probably been like, "Yo, do your thing."
Yeah,
bro.
maybe.
Look
I'm not as good. I don't think I'm I'm not as good as a DJ I am now than I was then, though, or even
really?
10 years ago. Yeah.
I mean,
not in like a crazy way. I used to spend a lot of time with it, listening to it, and then wanting to practice. But as bills and mortgages, and
exactly, it's just like the last thing you want to do on your day off is fucking DJ.
I know, and that's the difference between like an overachiever in a great way. I'm not even saying that in a bad way. Like the cats that really kill it, because that was my mentality for a while. But recently, it's been more peace over perfect,
for sure.
I think I said that to you maybe recently, or because I think that we sacrificed peace to be perfect in the game forever. Especially in the hip hop game.
Yeah,
because we're contributing to the same culture that can't wait for you to fall.
Yeah.
They can't wait for me to mess up, and then they'll make fun of you and take you down and do all that. So as I get older, I just think about how much energy I'm putting into something, and then also wanting to have more fun versus just being the illest in the game. Like, right. That's too stressful anymore.
Like your birthday's coming. We were just talking about that off air. Just speaking of what you were saying, like, we just want to relax and stuff. The last thing you want to do is work and get a venue and post a flyer and book this and this, and you know what I mean, and have Khloe Kardashian come to your birthday.
Now I wouldn't choose her.
Snoop Dogg come and perform at your shit.
I wish.
But let's take it back. So you've been in Vegas for 3 years.
Yep.
And I remember the day when I saw you at Dre's, and this was the week that you moved here, and I was like, "Yo, it's good to see you, man." Like, and you said, "I'm out here now,"
right?
And I was like, "Yo, it's the best move." I mean, because you've lived everywhere. I mean,
it's cool especially for I don't have kids. I'm not married.
Right. Yeah.
It was the P word back then was pivot, right?
Yeah.
It was definitely a pivot.
P word's different now here in Vegas.
P word's, exactly.
Pivot,
it was my pivot because I was on the radio in Minneapolis, and then because of COVID, it really kind of messed up business at the station, and they sold the radio station. So ultimately, right after that, I had some opportunities to go to some iHeart stations, I believe. I was kind of flirting with. But they were upfront about you need to leave Wiz if you want to take these opportunities.
Wow.
So I was like, I don't think I'll do that.
Yeah, that's tough.
Nah, that's cool.
Damn, wouldn't that help the station though? Knowing
well,
that
you're dealing with and again, this isn't like you're dealing with people in those sort of monster radio platforms that don't really get the culture part,
right,
you know,
right.
or if they do, they have like ebros or not ebros, but like you know, they have these big dudes that that really can occupy a big space. But if you ask people about me in Minneapolis or Pittsburgh, maybe Philly and Portland, you might have people be like, "You, this dude really cared about being a part of what we got going on."
Yeah, and you care about like whether it's your hometown or Portland or whatever. Like you're about the culture and you're about the area, the city that you're at. And
well, it's just like. You know, a few weeks ago, I did a show with Dot Wave and those guys.
Yeah, shout out to them, man.
And like, of course, I want to be at Dre's, and I also want to be supporting that stuff. And not to say that that's like everyone's formula, but there's a lot of people who came from there who don't give back to that specific, you know, again, the culture. And so for me, it's very important just to be a fan. Like, you know, not like, listen, if I came in and was like, yo, I'm Bonics, and people would be like, of course he acts like that, because I think people act like that here in Vegas. But I don't. So I think it surprises people too, though, because they're just like, well, why isn't he barking up our tree? Like, I got my own trees.
Exactly.
You know
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need to go and broadcast your you know, your wins or whatnot. You just let your wins speak for itself.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we're on the same page.
Exactly. Like, you don't need to go and say, hey, I'm a I
get it though. You know, like, and that's what I'm saying. That's what hip hop did though. Like, you have to throw your weight.
Yes.
You know, I said this many times on a lot of interviews, and it still holds true. It's like, you have to have ego to get into this space.
For sure.
And you have to lose it to survive it.
Yes.
Or you just have to
appreciate it.
Or if you're at, like I said, if you're at an overachieving level, then you can't, if your shit don't stink, then your shit don't stink. You know?
Yeah.
Can I say shit on here?
Fuck yeah.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
One thing too that I love about you is like, since you moved to Vegas, you've always been about like doing those shows that aren't like, you know, you're on a big stage, you're, you know, in festivals and you're at Dre's, and but you also do like the small stuff too.
Yeah, like I saw you at the Tim Tones party, which was cool, and like that was
killed. That's because I haven't heard you do a set like that. Well, I did like when on Twitch, but like that last season you do.
And that's what's crazy is I got off stage and it was, you know, it was CDJ, so it was a little not as clean as I wanted. But when I got off stage, people were like, I didn't know you DJ like that. And for me, it's like, well, that's where I come from. So any opportunity to be able to showcase that, because like, listen, I love Dre's, I love the hip hop space. It's not really a technical space. It could be, I think, if someone like did it right and was able to. But honestly, again, peace over perfect, man. I'll play you the song. You have fun. You shake your ass.
Exactly.
I'm not worried about.
You don't need to showcase your
tone playing. Right. Like, you know, Glorilla in there.
Or like, what do they call it? Like the freaking using the acapellas to use the, you know.
Yeah, right. Which is cool. I mean, I'm still stemming it and doing it as much as I can. But honestly, it took me 2+ years to get comfortable DJing in Vegas, I think.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, shit.
Definitely.
So out of all the places you DJ at, like, Vegas is a different kind of beast.
I think it's a different beast because it demands a lot of sort of being smart about it. Because, and, you know, this is maybe a little deeper into it, but like, I was talking to a DJ who's trying to break into Vegas.
Okay.
And he basically barks up everyone's tree about how can I get booked, which is like, you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I was like, yo, you got to understand that everyone around the country is asking these people, how can they be put on? So your approach can't be, what can you do for me? Because you know, as soon as you get the call, it's what can you do for me? Right. And so it's like, you kind of got to build it, or you got to come. I'm lucky because I came with some. You know, weight. I guess. Right. You know, I put in. You know, whether it was 3-style or just being with Wiz or being on the radio, like I was able to come with at least some sort of reference. You can Google me. You know,
for sure. Yeah.
But for some people who like maybe, you know, 10 times better DJ than me, or people that you may see, because I know people who've come to see different clubs are like, yo, the DJ wasn't that crazy, but it's like, you have to understand, dealing with you is actually harder. Than, because like you're coming at us in a way that's not necessarily, I don't want to say professional, but it's just like, we know you want something. Right. So like, just, how can you just come at this without, here's my yearly call of how can I get put on? You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, like, what is advice that you could give somebody that's like trying to break in Vegas?
I mean, that's first of all, like, it's okay to make relationships. It's okay to support other people and check them out. It's okay to come out and not DJ. You know, I think a lot of people, they're trying to set up, how can I, like, nah, just come out here.
Yeah, it'll happen organically.
And then I think the other piece of that is, and I could say this in general, like how can you show that you are notable in what your market is from,
right?
And look, some people come from different markets where, like, I get it, you're from a small town, a lot of people may not really know what you're doing, but listen, if you can't get your neighbors to fuck with you, then like why would anyone else nationally?
Sure.
And that's not a one size fits all answer,
right?
But dude, show me what you're doing. If you call yourself the best in your city, why do you only have 1 or 2 comments? And I'm not saying that comments are what, but if you like really fuck with people and they fuck with you, they're gonna be like,
it should show.
Yeah,
right?
it should show. And so I've been I think a lot of it for me is just being in the communities, bro.
Yeah.
Like being on the radio, being a part of the communities, and at least just like head nodding to the people who have done it. When I was on the radio in Minneapolis, it was so much, obviously, like rhyme sayers and all that was there, and there's so many like great artists, and it was just like about me just showing up and not wanting to DJ. Let me come support this.
Yes.
Let me play this local artist on my radio. Let me, I would do that, and people would attest to that.
Yeah, like you move like silently. You don't. It's not like. There's times where you come to Lucky Day and like how packed it is there, and like Bonics is here, right? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how come you need to come up to like? And then we talk after, like, bro, I'm not. You didn't want to go and announce that I was there. I was like, I just wanted to come and vibe, and like that's so dope because a lot of people always like, oh, I'm here, like I need to shout me out, or people like you.
Nah, man, I respect. I respect what was going on here before. I respect that. People have accepted me in the communities, and. I don't know. Hey, listen, if it all ended tomorrow, I could say I had a nice 3-year little dip in Vegas.
Right.
I definitely respect the people that have been doing it here forever. The E-Rocks, the Franzens, the whole EDM guys. There's a whole Mark Edson and all those guys. Like, man, I love it out here because really, I think when you're at a certain level, like Vegas is a payoff. You know what I'm saying? Like DJing in Vegas is like something that people.
It's like a bucket list for a lot of these DJs.
Right. And what I like, and I say this with respect to all the gigs, is that I want it to start feeling like I will always put it on a pedestal to a degree, but I wanted to start feeling like, I'm just DJing at the crib. Yeah, I'm at Dre's this weekend. I like that feeling because it takes a lot of the pressure off of I'm DJing Vegas, And I think that's what took me 2 years to lose. Yeah. Was that like, guess what? They're not receiving it the way that you think you are.
Yeah,
for sure. You
just
got to play the music.
I think like if you're in another market, like say you're in LA, or where are you at this weekend? I'm in Vegas. But when you're in Vegas saying it, it's just like, oh, I'm at Dre's.
Yeah, right. But I played a place in San Diego Park.
Okay.
And that's a dope spot.
That's a dope spot. It's kind of like their Vegas totally club, right?
But when I went, I built it all up. I was like, man, I'm nervous. But then when I went in there, I was like, man, I play Vegas. So that sort of swag is helpful when going to these other cities.
Oh yeah.
Probably not like there's probably other cities though that are like Miami would be
for sure.
A tough one. I think Miami's a tough one.
Miami, maybe New York,
Miami, Chicago.
Yeah. But and then I'm sure the flyer in San Diego, the Vegas resident, Wiz Khalifa's official DJ.
Yeah. Sometimes I guess if they just whatever they like, the details that they like.
Right.
Yeah. But I actually never really got a lot of Las Vegas, but I'm able to say that. So that's cool.
No, of course.
Yeah, 100%. When I threw the first pitch out the Pirates game.
I saw that.
Ago, yeah. Residencies in Vegas. I was like, I'm gonna put that down, man.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Like you don't really like realize how special that is because we do it so often. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
But again, it's ironic because it's like a market 29, 30, like in radio.
Yeah.
And so that's what's cool about it is that it's not the same audience every week.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you can kind of get away with like I like the idea of like, listen, in Vegas, you're gonna get the top shelf. You're gonna hear the hits
for sure.
You might not get a lot of fluff, but then people coming from out of town might be like, they just play the same shit. Well, it's like you're going to Vegas to drink your favorite drink, or are you gonna experiment with different liquors that weekend? No, you're gonna drink your shit. You're gonna drink your shit, and you're gonna get fucked up, and that's why I like Vegas because you can just jump into that mode of like, hey man, it's hits.
That's it. You're gonna hear the hits,
right.
And you have like a unique situation because not only do you DJ at the clubs, but you also have a partnership with Jardin. And do all that. And that
you were about to say Jardin. Were you about to say Jardin?
Low key, I almost did say it.
No, that's been a blessing because I kind of was messing with Jardin before I moved out here. I was like an ambassador. So shout out to Adam, shout out to the whole team.
Yeah.
And then when I was going through my pivot, I was having conversations with Adam of just like, hey, how can I help you? I'm kind of like in a space where I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And he brought me onto the team, which also, and I'll say, this is actually on tape, and I'll say this is, that's a good way to come into a city. Like if I was
how can I be at your service?
Well, if I was just coming in as, hey guys, I want a DJ. I need DJ gigs.
Yeah.
That's a lot different than
for sure.
Now I have a bargaining chip as well of like, hey, how can we partner?
Yes.
Do you want to come check out the shop? Do you want to like bring? And so that was a nice thing.
That's more receivable than saying like I'm here. Like
hook me up with gigs. Right. And as a dude that's been doing it for 25 years, so this is a nice little insight. Hopefully this won't be too much. But I look at a lot of what you have and what we have as currency, right?
Sure,
so think about this. When I was younger DJing, I could get you into the party. When I was on the radio, I could get you on the radio.
Right.
If you wanted to come to see me at the club, I could get you into the club. And then it turned into, do you want to see Wiz Khalifa? Hey, you want tickets?
Yeah.
And then it turned into, it just kept getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And so having this sort of platform, Jardin, is that I'm able to be like, hey, anyone from the United States that likes pot or weed or cannabis, would you like to come check out the best dispensary in the world? So having that little bargaining chip, plus, I DJ for Wiz and sometimes Snoop, and so just add all that cannabis part onto it. It's like, it just makes sense.
I see like ever since you've been with them, I've seen the caliber of artists that go there, and it's like artists that you have relationships with, and and that's like something like, even if you didn't work there, they would ask you, like, where can I get some weed?
Right,
like,
exactly.
And
it's rare that you could even like, I don't want to try to say too much, but like where can you fly to a city, hit up someone, and then be like, yo, take me through the dispensary, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's that, and I recognize that chip is like pretty dope. And add that to the DJing. That by itself is cool. Like if I wasn't a DJ, like cool, I work for a dope dispensary.
Right.
Add that to the fact that I DJ. Add that to the fact again that I've been rocking with Wiz forever. It just makes complete
sense. You're the one-stop shop plug.
A little.
You know what I'm saying? Like for a Wiz Khalifa fan that doesn't live here, comes here, they want to enjoy some weed, they want to go to a party and have some dinner, something. You literally can point them in the right direction and plug them with,
And that's why I like Vegas, because it is that fact that someone's gonna visit once a year, someone's gonna come twice a year. Artists are gonna come,
Sure.
And so actually, again, and I don't say this that it's not worth as much or more or little. It's just it adds value because it's like I could just be DJing. And that's what I'm saying. It's different than like you want to go to the club, because people my age, they're not really trying to go to the club anymore. But they still are.
You're only in your 30s, dude. Come on. What are you talking about?
Nah, man. I will own that this year.
We're Filipino. So
44, though. That's a special
You're going to be 44 this year?
44, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Damn. I'm right behind you. I'm not going to say what my age is, but
you look young, bro. You got the
we're Filipino.
Young sweat. I know, but see, Phil, one day Asians just go from looking young to old. I know. So
one day
we'll hold it for a while, but then one day we're just like, oh, he's old.
Dude, you know your dad is so hilarious.
Oh man,
I gotta say,
people say
your
that,
dad
dude.
is fucking, like he's like, I could tell that's your pops, but when you guys go on trips and stuff like that, I remember I think I hit you. I was like, bro, he needs his own like YouTube show.
So many people have said that. Man, I love seeing you. Like if I just put him on my Instagram, people are like, there he. Like people don't even like respond to shit I put up. They'll be like, there he is.
Yeah.
So shout out to my dad, man. That's been
like if you and him had a YouTube of just like traveling and whatnot,
we'd kill each other. It would end. It would end by us choking each other out.
No way. You guys look like you're like best friends.
Nah, he's the man. He's an old sailor, so sometimes he has like stressful. He's old school.
He doesn't even have like a Fabia accent. Like,
nah. He like not at all. He's like he turns it on. He turns it on.
He looks like he could have.
He's
Fabia
a star,
accent,
man.
He's just like, what's up, man? Like, where are we drinking?
That's exactly what he's like. But he's a musician actually.
Where does he play?
He has a band. And he's had several bands throughout my career. He plays instruments. He plays the bass and guitar, and he sings. So he's swaggy.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he's like
he's met
embarrassing.
Wiz,
swaggy.
obviously.
Yeah. Met Wiz, and They all like. One time, Wiz was like. Because me and Wiz have a conversation that we think that our dads are actually alike.
Oh wow! Wiz's dad's like
is like my dad, and like don't piss our dads off.
Oh, okay.
Because that's that type of energy.
Yeah, it'll just flip them. It'll be a different. You think they're cool totally. Now, but when you hit that button, it might.
No, totally.
Yeah, you might hate them. When you were young and you like were starting to get into DJing and stuff, like how'd your dad receive that? Like,
he bought me the first turntables actually.
Oh shit! How old were you?
I was 18, so it was like freshman year in college.
Okay.
I had met some kids at college who had turntables, and I just from that moment I was like, this is it.
You were hooked, yeah.
And so I told my dad, I was like, so I remember him bringing them to me. They were like DJ in a box, Newmark, belt driven,
one of
purple,
those, yeah.
And but that's I was so proud of it, and that really was where it all started. I was just telling my buddy Ali over here that man, just through DJing, I've been able to like get houses and
travel
the world, and not like cars and houses, but I got a fucking mortgage.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're able to pay your bills doing something you love to do.
And at 44, as I'll say it, like the fact that it's gone this long, like you know what I'm saying.
You never thought like I'm gonna still be doing this shit at 44 years old.
Exactly. Like someone recently at a DJ gig had said to me, they're like, because they've been they're new to following me.
Okay.
And they're like, this has got to be like your biggest year of your carear. And I was like, nah, and not in a overly confident way.
Just like we're keeping it rolling.
But just like I always did what at the level that I could, right? And now that we're at this level, super blessings this year. Like I didn't think it was Wiz had a baby this summer, so I knew it was going to be kind of slow, like traveling with Wiz.
Yeah.
But I was able to fill the calendar with some cool looks this year.
Hey, let's talk about some of those things. Let's some cool looks. Okay, so let's talk about when you went. You were in Dubai or something. You and Wiz did some kind of where you met Will Smith.
Oh, so that was Saudi Arabia.
Oh, Saudi.
Which is funny story about that is that apparently this is like the biggest stage in the world.
Yeah, that shit look crazy.
It's crazy, and the crazy part about this is like we were asked to do it like the week before.
Oh shit, like a last minute type.
And what I started piecing together is that these cats out here are in Saudi. This is like unlimited bag. That they had Metallica out
Unlimited
there.
Back?
Basically. Metallica was there the night before, played like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And so when you think about like, damn, I think they had
booked like Kings
they
and
booked
shit
Kanye. Yeah, so like they're basically like, you can't refuse this.
Yeah. They can have freaking Celine Dion come out there and do a show
tomorrow. And I don't know the bag that he got. I'm just assuming it if you got Will Smith, Metallica, and Wiz there, and Kanye flying out last second.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool.
It's got to be something you can't refuse.
Yeah. So it was cool. The craziest trip about Saudi though, and like you really have to zoom out because I think we're so used to our culture.
Yeah.
Is that this motherfucker, we're on stage saying, so what, we get drunk.
Yeah. And you guys were smoking this shit, right?
And so what, not in Saudi. Well,
okay. Because I know the rules are kind of crazy.
Yeah, Saudi's a little different. But imagine you're singing songs in a country where that shit's illegal.
Yeah.
Like you can't drink or smoke. So when kids are singing, we smoke weed, it really is some other shit. But to us, we're so desensitized by weed and just getting fucked up. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It's like, this is illegal what we're singing about right now in our country.
We saw, unless you didn't see it, like you saw Wiz got a little trouble in Romania.
Oh, shit.
So we were in Romania recently and he smoked on stage and then, they he got in trouble for it, more or less. But when you really, like, to everyone else, it's like, oh, Wiz smoked weed. But imagine in a country where it's illegal. Like, here's a nice, weird analogy. Imagine when driving a car for women was illegal in Saudi at some point. And imagine if like someone had a concert and Katy Perry was driving a car on stage. Like that might be to some people like,
oh shit.
Yeah, like, oh shit.
That's
so
illegal.
Again, we're desensitized by weed and shit. So, but in other countries, it's fucking crazy how illegal it is. Like when I was into Romania, a lot of the people there after Wiz got, they were like, oh man, it's big. It's super illegal. He's going to be going away for 6 years.
Holy shit, man.
And so imagine like these kids are in fear of something that is actually helping a lot of people. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the way of the world.
That's the way of the world, dude. So is Wiz cool though?
Yeah.
Like he's not going away for 6 years type shit.
No. He's all good. I think they gave him a little fine.
Okay.
Which I was shocked that it was a little fine.
Oh, wow.
But I do believe, and this is just my take on it,
right.
is that these countries just want to look like that we don't take shit.
Oh,
so
okay.
for them, we arrested Wiz is a good example for them.
That's
whatever, I guess
crazy.
you're like close to, that's countries like close to Russia and shit. So
yeah.
they want to like, show how big their dick is. I guess.
Yeah, though, when you guys travel to these places where it's like you guys obviously enjoy and consume, like, do you guys have a powwow before? Like, all right, these are the rules here. Okay, let's smoke before we go.
Sometimes, I mean, some of the countries like Saudi and Dubai, we keep it pretty tight.
Right.
Some countries you'd be surprised in, like
shit.
Like we smoke.
Because like you guys get Romania one day, you're in Dubai another day, you're in like you're not really okay. We got a map of all the fucking rules at every place. Like you're just like, yo.
It's pretty clear though. I think it's like Saudis, anywhere in the Middle East, Japan, and maybe some other Asian countries.
Right.
And then some other ones like.
And I think when you were in Saudi, you were like, because I remember you showed your room. You're like, I'm only here for like 6 hours. Yeah, and it was like a fucking palace, dude.
It was crazy.
Like,
I wonder if I should tell the story or not. But I'll tell you the story.
Yeah, why not?
The first time we went to Saudi.
Okay.
See, this is a good story because it's like the weed does follow you. I've already chalked it up that like I'm not gonna smoke this weekend.
Yeah.
Like I get there usually a day early. Wiz gets there the day of because he comes from like England or something because he does not want to stay in those countries because he can smoke.
Yeah.
Well, one day, so I'm like at the hotel in Saudi Arabia. I'm like, I have the whole day off, and I get a text, and the text is like, "Hey, yo, Bonics, my name is so and so. I met you in 2010 at a Wiz show in North Carolina. I got weed."
Oh shit!
And like shit's monitored. I think you can't look at OnlyFans. I mean, I heard you can't look at OnlyFans or porn sites in these countries. Like it's really monitored.
Really?
Yeah, shit's monitored.
Oh shit!
So at first I was like, "Yo, you texting me like that? You got weed? That's kind of
I know.
That's kind of weird.
It's probably getting filtered."
So basically, I was just like, "Can you take me sightseeing?"
Oh, okay.
And so, literally, dude, I have no idea who this person is.
So you wanted to meet him in person so they could chop it up.
Well, honestly, if you follow me in my adventures, like normally I find some way to hook up with someone and go see the country.
Okay,
or a
find
city.
A friend there.
Find a friend. And so I was like, well, I've never been to Saudi. I want to check this shit out. But he pulls up, and this guy's got fucking gas.
Oh,
like he's got like joints, and we're in traffic, and we're sitting in the car, and I was like, "Is this cool?" Like, He's like, I guess he was trying to be cool too, like smoke, blah blah blah. And so I fucking smoked weed in this car in Saudi, and then I went to visit, and later that night, he comes to the show, and I'm like, "Yo, you got an extra one for Cap?"
Right.
And at that point, he was acting kind of all like, "Meet me here." He was acting kind of like, which was cool. Like he was like all worried because of security.
Okay.
But I was like, "No, let me grab it." And then I was able to, plug
alley-oop it.
Yeah, alley-oop it, and so I mean, I don't think I should feel weird about telling that story or anything.
Nah.
But yeah, man, I've smoked weed in Saudi Arabia.
That shit's crazy. And you weren't even planning to do that.
I've smoked weed in a lot of these countries that I'm not supposed to. Japan.
Who's
Dubai.
somebody that you smoked weed with that you would that people wouldn't believe?
I mean, I would just go straight to Snoop Dogg, man. Like,
oh yeah, and then you like when you were DJing with him, like you guys probably smoked all the time.
When we were on, like, he smokes his own joints on tour.
Okay,
but there was a one tour with Snoop. And I have a picture of it where he like passed me the joint while Wiz was performing. Wiz and Snoop were both and Snoop passed me, and I have this picture of him passing me this joint.
Shit!
So that was a
you gotta frame that shit. Dude.
I know. But I'm trying to think of other people I smoked weed with. I don't know, man. There's been a lot of people.
When I'm some NDAs,
I'm pretty when I'm with Wiz, I'm like a wallflower a lot. I'm a part of the team and watching. I'm not like acting up. I'm like, yeah. So. I see a lot of people. I see a lot of things.
You see some people like that, like, oh, I didn't know that person smoked.
It was cool.
Oh,
we were at this. I didn't even know who this is. This YouTuber David Dobrik. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Okay, no.
We were at his birthday party.
Was this the private party that he booked you guys to go do?
Yeah, this was a private party,
Okay.
and you know, he smoked on stage with us, so that was cool. It's cool. Some people just like living in the moment with Wiz.
Yeah,
you know? So it's cool,
because that's like bucket list too, like smoking with Wiz or smoking with Snoop, and you obviously smoke with both.
Yeah.
When you were in Saudi, what was that conversation with Will Smith, dude?
Oh man,
when you
I'll tell
met
you,
him,
the craziest thing about them is here, like Jazzy Jeff introduced me to him.
nice.
And you know, I've built a little relationship with Jeff, which
Okay.
is amazing. 'Cause
Nice.
he's a
Legend,
goat.
yeah.
And he introduced me to Will, and I remember Will being like, "What's up, Bonics?" Right? And
Oh, shit.
And I should have, like, I was not too polite, but like, you don't want to seem like a fan,
Right.
And like, you don't want to be the guy that Jeff introduced you to, and then be like, "Hey, can I get a drop or some shit?" But in hindsight, he was so fucking cool.
Like he would have done it if
That he would have done it, but I did ask for a picture, and I had to premise it with like, "Yo, when am I ever gonna have a chance to take a picture with
Facts.
both of y'all?"
Yeah.
you know, not
Facts.
just Will, but imagine seeing someone that you've seen on TV your whole life.
Yes.
He's from Philadelphia, so
Oh,
like
yes.
you know, and you hearing his voice that you've heard your whole life,
Saying your name.
but you're seeing it in front of you,
Yeah.
so it's wild.
that had to be like surreal and shit.
No, it was cool, and like the fact that how it happened in Saudi, and I don't know, man. I was so thankful, man. I've got to be in rooms like that,
Man.
And
Did you guys have a little conversation? Did he?
yeah, we were just there. He was telling me about that he went to go see the Wall, which was
Okay.
supposed to be like this city that they're building in Saudi Arabia. That's like this crazy 5 mile long and not
shit, okay.
wide, blah blah blah. But I heard they put the stops on that. But he was cool. There wasn't a lot of people around us, so that's what
Really?
even made it super cool.
It's like super intimate. Like you guys
Super
are just
intimate.
hanging out with the homies.
Yeah, his kid was there. What's his name? Jaden.
Oh, Jaden, yeah.
So Jaden was just like chilling, listening to beats. So it was
That is
it was cool. Yeah,
wild.
yeah. I mean, just meeting Will in general, and like it is what it is. I know people might be like, meeting celebrities, blah blah blah, but I think it's less for me about meeting celebrities,
Right.
but more so meeting people who used their gifts.
Yeah.
And when you're
you made an
in-
impact in your childhood or whatever.
in childhood, and just like I'm in the same energy field
Yeah.
as someone who has been so blessed.
Right.
So, you know, at the same time, I feel like I'm getting some of that energy.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
just to be in some of these people. Like, that's how I look at when I'm on stage with Wiz, is like, imagine the 2 against 20,000, you know, make some fucking noise, and then you
Yes.
get that all back.
Oh
You know,
my
that's a lot. That's a lot of energy. You know?
That shit
That's a lot
is
of energy.
wild. We gotta talk about. We're gonna take a quick break,
Yep.
but man, we're here just on the tip of the iceberg because I want to ask you about, because we're talking about your great year. I want to talk about the DJing for freaking Khloe's birthday. I want to talk about, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever, man. This is fun for me. So
I appreciate you really being here, man.
Yeah,
For real,
all good, of course.
We're gonna take a quick break, and we got more with my brother DJ Bonics
go.
right after this. So keep it locked right here on air with Aaron, right here on HB Radio, Las Vegas's #1 hip hop internet station.